Coming up on NTV News at 6, will State Senator Steve Halloran be censured by the rest of the legislature? Steve White reports from today's hearing.
Plus, new developments in the lawsuit involving a former Kearney High girls basketball coach and the parent he believes is responsible for why he lost his job.
And we'll have a preview of tonight's open house in North Platte about the future of the city's Postal Service Processing Center. NTV News at 6 starts now.
Live from the NTV studio, NTV News at 6 starts right now.
Good evening. We thank you for joining us tonight for NTV News at 6. The U.S. Postal Service has shared recent plans to change how it processes and delivers mail in the western half of Nebraska.
Shady Ferguson is live from North Platte, listening in on tonight's meeting where the Postal Service will be conveying their plans to the community. Shady.
Yeah, Dave, Colleen, USPS announced plans to change their operations, which would send mail all the way back to Denver before it makes its way back to Nebraska. This has caused concerns for some people in the state. According to a press release from State Representative Adrian Smith, this could result in delayed delivery times and undermining customer satisfaction. And Senator Deb Fischer says transferring some operations to Denver risks cutting jobs and increasing delivery days for Nebraskans. Tonight at 10, I'll have more from what the U.S. Postal Service told residents what they could expect.
Shady Ferguson live in North Platte. We'll see you tonight, Shady. Thank you. Here at NTV, we're working with Y102 in Kearney to help raise money for St. Jude.
We turn to Chief Meteorologist Tim Wright live from Kearney with a check of the weather, and hopefully we hear cowbells.
Oh, yeah.
This is good news.
Okay, we are here. I'm trying to be quiet because they're about to announce how much money they've raised day one. So Gary, go ahead and pan on over. And they're getting ready to make the announcement here on day one.
Congratulations.
So they got a few congratulations they want to get out first.
Tickets from, or for all the shows coming up in July. Congratulations.
From Arnold. Congratulations, Carolyn.
Let's hear it for Carolyn.
There's a big check down there that we're just waiting to see how much is there.
Tim, can you put the mic
Jump
closer
over.
to Scotty?
Go get next to him.
The day one grand prize. Tickets to go see Jude.
Oh, I don't know if I want to go stand next to him. Do you think I should do that?
The winner.
Scotty's kind of a big deal. All right, I'll go over there. Scotty's a big deal, though.
For you, Timbo.
All right, I'm coming over, Scott. I'm coming over.
Tim, who's been with us for a lot of years on NTV, and by the way, sorry about the Royals today.
I know, they lost 4-1.
The Royals.
That's all right, this is going to make up for it. This is going to make up for it.
Austin's feeling your sting over.
It's all right, Austin.
So,
There's always Saturday.
okay, and we're on live TV right now.
You better believe we are.
All right, hello Tri-Cities, hello Nebraska, hello Kansas. Thank you. I just want you to know, this is halftime. We're only halfway there. So, but we want to announce, and I've got to check with McKinsey.
This is exciting.
This could be a real big number, thanks to the Partners in Hope. Okay, on live TV and live radio, Lisa is going to flip the check. Here we go. Day one total is
$144,805.
in hope for the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. A new day one record. That is amazing. We're not done. We're going to open up the phone lines at 6 a.m. Also, you can give at krny.com. We're looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you again to the Nebraska Generator Service, to the Midway Auto Dealerships, for 5 Points Bank, for bringing us the phone bank. Thank you to Adam Marshall Lane and Auction. Thank you to Live Well Counseling. We'll have more Lisa St. Jude Fastbacks tomorrow.
Absolutely. I'll restock tonight.
So we're looking forward to it. Thank you to all of our angel partners, and above all, thank you to all of our partners in hope. But we're only halfway there. And I believe that Hammer has a special song now for all the partners in hope. Again, new record, day one total.
All right, there you heard it. $144,805. And they're going to do it again tomorrow. Dave Calling, we're going to send it back to you. We'll have your full weather coming up in a bit.
Well, we were promised a special song, so what are you singing us?
Oh, Tim.
Oh, I'll have to work on that. We'll see if we can get that at 10 tonight. How's that sound?
You do have a good singing voice, though. I can attest to that. And just a big thanks to everyone who contributed today. What a great day. Thank you, Tim.
Wonderful. Thanks, Tim.
We're going to turn to other news tonight. A central Nebraska lawmaker is under fire, and now lawmakers weigh a public rebuke of Senator Steve Halloran.
This after the Hastings senator invoked a colleague's name while reading a description of sexual assault during debate. Steve White has the latest from the Capitol.
Lawmakers head home for the Easter weekend with the admonishment to consider whether or not to censure one of their own. Senator Steve Halloran of Hastings under fire for invoking a colleague's name while reading a description of sexual assault from a book. Halloran's comments were directed at Senator Kavanaugh, of which there are two, brother and sister Senators John and Michaela Kavanaugh. Senator Michaela Kavanaugh led the resolution seeking a censure of Halloran.
Senator Halloran has presented each of you and this entire legislature with a highly unpleasant but not a difficult choice. You can condemn Senator Halloran's conduct on the floor of the legislature, or you can condone his conduct. You can ignore his conduct and move on to other business. If you choose to condone it, you will have permanently altered what is acceptable in debate in this legislative chamber and accelerated a steepening decline in the level of discourse and debate in Nebraska and across our country.
Senator Halloran says if he's guilty of anything, it's working zealously to protect Nebraska children and exercising his First Amendment right to free speech in debate on the legislature. That now up to lawmakers, the executive board of the legislature considering a resolution that could come back with a public rebuke of the senator. Senator Aguilar telling me a vote could come as early as Tuesday. Reporting at the Capitol, I'm Steve White.
A lawsuit aimed at a parent of a Kearney High girls basketball parent has been dismissed. Buffalo County District Court records show Judge Marsh has agreed to the motion made by Amber Garner to dismiss a lawsuit filed by J.D. Carson, the former Kearney High girls basketball head coach. A statute of limitations expired on Carson's claim of Garner speaking to, quote, a Buffalo County citizen, end quote, about an inappropriate relationship with a player. And the judge says it cannot be assumed those words were spoken to school officials. Carson says he was forced to resign from his role as a coach or be fired because of Garner's actions.
NTV has learned a medical issue caused a Buffalo County Sheriff's deputy to collide with another vehicle back in February. A report of the crash done by the Nebraska State Patrol shows the deputy, F from Venezuela, lost control of his cruiser, hit a sidewalk, ran a flashing red light, and crashed into Johanna Wagner at the intersection of 56th and N in Northeast Kearney. Both drivers were taken to hospital with injuries. Our news partners at KRVN said that the deputy is a 33-year veteran with the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office.
Tim's in next from the Y102 studios with the first look forecast. Plus, Darren takes us out to the Pleasanton track and field invites.
And still ahead, Husker spring football practice. It is off and running today. The first day cameras were allowed inside, and we'll take you there. Up next.
NTV, Central and Western Nebraska's most trusted news. With Colleen Williams, Dave Greig, Tim Wright Weather, and Darren Winberg Sports. This is NTV News at 6. Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Tim Wright.
All right, welcome back. It is a lot quieter here now. We just wrapped up day one of the Y102 St. Jude radiothon. It was a very good day. We'll talk more about that here in just a second. We will start with your weather. Speaking of a great day, it was a fantastic day of weather. Probably the nicest day that we have on the way for at least a little bit, as we are going to have some cooler temps moving in. I still think your Easter weekend ends up great. 37, 52, and 57 in your first forecast. Tomorrow still looks mild. In fact, we'll be mild all the way through your Easter weekend, then cool down a bit as we head into the first part of next week. And that is going to be thanks to a storm system coming in. Still looks like it's going to give us a shot of some rain, probably mixing with some snow, but right now kind of favoring the northern part of the state. Viper radar is quiet right now. We don't have anything going on. We don't anticipate anything really moving in until overnight Friday into Saturday, and then we'll have some periodic chances. The temps are amazing. How about 70 in Lincoln, 68 in Beatrice, 64 in Lexington. You look further north, O'Neill, Ainsworth, you have a lot of snow to melt off, and that kind of takes away from your temps just a bit. South winds have been strong this afternoon. They've been gusting over 20, 25 at times. They're going to be strong again tomorrow. But this time they'll be coming in out of the north, as we actually have a cold front that is going to be working its way through the region. Now, this front does not have really all that much cold air behind it. Okay, so we still see mild temps. It's just not going to be quite as warm. And as we go through the next couple of nights, Friday night to Saturday, Saturday night to Sunday, there will be some potential for some rain that could mix in with a little bit in the way of snow, but really not anticipating that to amount to a whole lot. The main storm system would come in as we get especially Sunday night into Monday. That's when we'd be watching for the better chance of some moisture moving into the area. And we'll keep an eye on it, but right now not anticipating that to be a huge problem. So Tri-Cities tonight, we will drop into the upper 30s. And most of us will be in the 30s tonight. It actually ends up being a very mild night. Highs tomorrow, still warm. We got 50s and 60s, coming down a bit. Still some 70s off to the south and to the east. Now, you look at the 7-day forecast. Colleen, again, this is one to skip ahead to the end. It looks great towards the end of the 7-day forecast. Winds are going to be a problem Monday into Tuesday with that storm system moving through. Again, we kind of keep an eye on Monday. Looks like it would favor the northern part of the state for it. Could be rain changing to snow, but we also look to bounce back very quickly and could be back to 67 there by the time we head towards the end of next week. So it's been a day, and I haven't really done anything here. You look behind me, everything is now quieted down. The phone line's closed at 6 o'clock for the Y102 St. Jude radiothon. Sarah, Kyle, they were here this morning helping to promote everybody, trying to sign up new partners of hope. And it was a day one record, which if you have followed along with Y102 and how much work they put into this, that is saying something. Every year it seems to be a phenomenal year. They set a day one record, over $144,000 raised for St. Jude. And if you're not familiar again with St. Jude, they are a children's research hospital specializing for kids who are fighting cancer. And the thing about St. Jude is when a family has to go there, when they go there, obviously it's the worst time of their life. Their child has cancer. That's what they want them to focus on. They don't get bills for housing, for transportation, for food, for medical. They don't get a bill, okay? And they can just focus on trying to get their kid healthy. And that's the whole goal of St. Jude. And I say it every year. I've been lucky enough to be a part of this for, gosh, I've lost track. Almost a decade now, I think, that we've that Y102 has allowed us to be a partner with them. You may find a charity that's equal to it. I don't think you're going to find one better than St. Jude. The work they do is just absolutely amazing. And just you hear the stories, and I will be honest, I signed up the first year we did this. I never listened to it on the radio because my emotions can't take it. They are heartbreaking, heartwarming at the same time. So tomorrow is day 2. They will open up the phone lines at 6 a.m. Good Morning Nebraska is going to be here again. And we hope that anybody out there, maybe you're on the fence, you're thinking about it, they would love, $20 a month. You'd be amazed what a difference it can make. So Dave, Colleen, they had a record-setting day, and we're hoping that maybe, just maybe tomorrow, we can do the same thing.
That's wonderful.
Last year they had over $300,000, so we're going to have to fork over just a little bit more tomorrow to try to eclipse that number.
I got a really good feeling. I think they do it.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Still ahead tonight, we head out to the Husker spring football practice in Lincoln.
But first, we're going to learn about the State Patrol's newest tool to assist first responders when they need the help most. That's next on NTV News at 6. The Nebraska State Patrol has a new way to help first responders in the field. In the event of an emergency, this mobile vehicle will go to the site it's needed to provide a place where workers can rest and recover. It can also be used as a command post to gather and share information. And SP Superintendent John Bolduck believes it's a state asset to help serve the community.
Help us be prepared for any radiological incidents that could happen, especially in western Nebraska. But this asset also is going to be available to us to use in any types of emergencies, whether it be a fire, a flood, a major weather-related disaster, human-caused disaster. And it's also available to any of our partner agencies, fire departments, local law enforcement.
Bulldog says it will be located in North Platte and is ready to go at any time. Coming up next in sports, Darren's talking Husker spring practice.
We'll be right back.
I'm expecting them both to be ready to start. We have 3 quarterbacks. I need 3 quarterbacks on scholarship. I need 3 quarterbacks who can start.
Lofty expectations from head coach Matt Rule. Good evening, Nebraska, and thanks for making us a part of your day. Spring football is underway as Big Red, which means it makes its debut for Nebraska's highly touted recruit, quarterback Dylan Raiola. Raiola, along with Bellevue West Danny Kalin, were taking snaps today, but Coach Rule says Heinrich Harburg was able to garner first-team snaps, but he's also quick to point out that at the end of practice, they use all 3 fields so everyone can get equal snaps. Eventually find out who will take the lead.
We need to be in a position where we feel like those guys can start at the end of spring and move the team. And that's why we're doing the 3 fields and all the things that we're doing. We are not dipping our toe in. And we normally have it in year 2, right? Like year 1, you're trying to, they've never even heard this verbiage, so you're trying to teach things very slowly to everybody. It's year 2. The best thing you have in year 2, other players can teach. Hey, this is what that means. Both those guys came here to play. And again, it's a marathon, not a sprint for young players. It's not about where you are today, it's where you are 3-4 years from now that determines your future. But we are accelerating the pace for all of our young players.
Now, Coach is trying to implement new things like the football field and says he loves how much his players want to compete. And despite being an old school coach, he's adapting to that as well.
Everybody wants constant feedback. So instead of me trying to scream for the old days, I'm like, all right, you want constant feedback? If you have 5 MAs, you're not going to get as many reps if you know what you're doing. And so trying to encourage guys, sometimes our guys, even my own kids, they might average 6-7 hours a day of screen time. I'm not getting 6-7 hours a day of studying tape. If I did, we'd be pretty good. So trying to encourage guys to really study tape on their own, know what they're doing, because the players who know what they're doing play well. And that's why our 2 young quarterbacks are playing so well, because they've really worked at it.
And one man who really worked to change up his body is the polar bear Nash Hutmaker, who's back on the field and looking lean and mean.
So on Monday, I told Tony White, I said, hey, I don't want Nash doing anything. And Tony didn't have a chance to get the message, maybe to Terrence, I don't know, whatever happened. And, he's wrestling on Thursday, and he's doing Indian one-on-ones on Monday. And I walked over and, pulled him out, hey, just stand over here. But he's doing Indy. We want him to have some time to rest his body. What he did was grueling. But he also wants to be out there with his teammates. So I can't say enough about Nash. Can't say enough about the professionalism of the wrestling program here, Coach Manning and his entire staff. And I think it's been a really good thing for Nash body-wise. I think he feels good at that weight, and we're going to experiment with him at that weight.
Now let's head back to Kearney for the Pleasanton Dick O'Neill Invite, where 9 area teams are competing at Kearney High on what turned out to be a beautiful afternoon. Let's begin the day with field events and girls long jump. Overton's Addison McCarter, who's a winner, adds another dub with his jump of 16 feet, 9.5 inches.
I just knew I had to get a mark in so that I could obviously see what I could do today. I mean, in Nebraska, you don't always get a great day for track, so today it was really awesome. I mean, we were all kind of nervous that the meet was going to get canceled with all the snow, and then we were lucky enough today, and I got here and I was like, heck, I don't even need on my layers. So I was really excited. I knew I needed to get one jump and then just see what I could do.
McCarter also won the triple jump with a jump of 36 feet, 6.75 inches. What a day for the senior. On to boys long jump in third place at state last year. William Kilhonick is looking like midseason form with his jump. He wins it first place. The senior jumped 21 feet, 2 inches. How about girls pole vault? How about the sophomore from Kearney, Emily Drakely, setting a new PR with this one. Just gets over the bar. It stays 8 feet, 6 inches for the win. Guys, we're going to have more on that coming up at 10. And I just want to point out, if you have 3 quarterbacks, the old adage is you don't have one. So we will see as that season goes on.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Darren. We'll be right back.